Good morning. Good morning. What's going on, Steve? How you doing? I'll spy, and I'll get our edgeful stats in as well. What's going on, Satish? How you doing? QQQ. IV by rejection for a Wednesday. Thank God we're out of Tuesday. We're on to Wednesday now, and Wednesdays are the new Tuesdays. What's going on, AO? How you doing? So I'm at a little bit of an impasse, and I'll ask. Not too many of you in stream so far, but I'll ask you guys for some help right now. While I'm waiting for Lucid, so I don't really want to trade on my funded futures builder accounts for the live because there's only one account to trade on. While I'm waiting for Lucid, it's been 2.5 weeks now, unfortunately, for the new live accounts. Do you guys have any recommendations for accounts that you would trade? And I'm looking for ones that have 1 to 2 days to pass. I really like the ones that have 1 day to pass. I don't believe Alpha Futures has any that are 1 day to pass. Maybe their zero account. Let's see. If they do, then I wouldn't be too opposed to trading those. But what I'm getting at is I would like. It's really just a filler too. It doesn't have to be anything too big. Apex, we're not using Apex again. Absolutely not. The Alpha Zero account, 1 day to pass. Are they real-time activation too? Let's see. Profile. Looks like I got all that stuff. Good. Let's take a look. So you said Alpha Zero. There's zero plan, $79, 90% consistency, profit target, 1,500. Daily loss limit of 500. That kind of stinks. Same with 50K's daily loss of 1,000. Let's see what the 50Ks look like. I'll put a little promo code on here. So it's $89. It's 1 day to pass. Payouts weekly. 90% profit split. Profit target 3,000. I don't know what the max payout on those accounts would be. 40% consistency and funded. I don't mind consistency and funded. Take profit trader. I think that's 5. Oh, funded futures family. I did see some on their. Let's see. Funded futures family. I did see some about their 25Ks. We'll take a look into some of those. Definitely not going to be using Apex again. I don't know what tab I just minimized on. Oh, Discord. Definitely not going to be using them again. I think funded futures family. Let's see what their account rules are. Our plans. 71. Max drawdown 750. Velocity straight to funded 25K 329. 25% consistency. 7 days to pay out. Minimum days to pass. Prime ones doesn't seem too bad. And then the funded rules. Max drawdown 1,000, 40% consistency, 3 minis, 3 trading days, minimum 200 profit each day. Funded account reset options. That's interesting. I don't know what the velocity ones are. $20 per month. What would the velocity? Those probably have trailing, intraday trailing drawdown. Profit target 2,500 on a 25K account. 40% lifetime consistency. I don't really know what that means. Probably, I think the best thing to do is just what we're doing and wait for the Lucid Live. But it's a pain waiting. It's been 2.5 weeks again waiting on Lucid to give me my funded accounts. What's going on, Mark? How you doing? Currently funded 50K Premier account with funded futures family. Premier Plus. Why not Apex? I'm banned from Apex. I woke up this morning. So the reason I can't trade on Tradeify is, unfortunately, so I took 2 trades last night. I took Globex IB and Asia IB, both won. I was up 305. And I left my stop order in. The OCO didn't close because there's no copy trading orders. Or there's no OCO in copy trading. So I left my stop in. I got filled 4 short at like 30,080. And I woke up and the accounts were DLL'd on Tradeify. So I can't trade on those, sadly. Top 1 futures. You know, that wouldn't be too bad. I think they, let's see. I think they have instant fundeds that you can trade with like 10 accounts at once, right? %, consistency, max accounts 5. Max accounts 5. Max accounts 5. Ignite, max accounts 10. What's the difference with the Ignite ones? 15% consistency, is that the issue? That'd be 1,300. That'd go and spend 15% consistency. That's not too bad. 10 accounts. You know, that's not too bad. I don't know if I would be banned from them though, because I'm banned from their Discord. Funny enough, you know, that's not too bad of an account. Top 1 Ignite. Wouldn't strategy specific stats be much more useful than broad mode data? Broad mode data, the data from edgeful is mostly useless because you can't derive true positive expectancy from it. Yes, you can. You absolutely can. You absolutely can derive more than what you, this isn't broad data. This is filtered to all Wednesdays. And I went back tested it myself too. You're not going to be able to predict the market 100% of the time. No one's going to be able to. The data is telling us though on Wednesdays, I predicted this last Wednesday as well. For the past 8 Wednesdays in a row, we've had a close over above 90% of the IB right at 10:30, and then the IB gets taken at 10:31. That is 8 consecutive Wednesdays. That's data backed. That's refined with edgeful. We've had 1 losing Wednesday when the highs form first, and 1 losing Wednesday when the lows form first over the past 14 weeks. Actually, over the past 25 weeks, 14 and 11 outcomes. So 2 losses on a Wednesday over the past 25 weeks, 92% win rate, 82% win rate. Have I tried Legends or E8? I have not. E8 futures I wanted to get into. I wanted to take a look at them, but they simply just don't have... They don't have a very good website or UI. They don't have an easy navigation of their website, so I couldn't figure out which ones to go and get. Legends funding. Legends trading, get funded in 1 day. I think I might get some... I might get the top 1 accounts. because that doesn't seem too bad. I'm a fan. Top one ignite. 15% consistency is kind of cheeks, but I have no idea. Legends funding. Let's see what these accounts have. Let's see what their plans are. Get started. Plans. $23.60 per month. How the heck do they afford that? Oh, $99 activation fee. That's why. Never mind. Overread that part. Yes, we will be having the giveaway today. It's edgeful. Apex banned me because they said I spread misinformation online. That would be why. How many accounts can you have with Legends Trading? I've never even seen them before. Wow, Andre's in here nice and a minute early.
What's up?
How you doing?
What's up, man? How are you?
Good, good.
I'm gonna add the other channels here.
Go for it. 500.
We got the recordings on, right?
Yep.
Perfect.
Might shut them off halfway through. We'll see.
What are you thinking about the markets today? 30K yesterday. I was staring at 30K, and I was like, "What's going to happen at 30K?" And it just blew from like 29,998 to like 30,010.
Well, I don't know what we're gonna do. Honestly, I thought we swept 30,000 yesterday, and then that declined to like 75% of the IB. I honestly thought we were gonna double break it. Nope. Right back up to IB high, and then I had perfect trades last night: Globex IB and Asia IB.
Yep.
And then I left my stop loss order in. And it got filled by 4 points to the downside, and I woke up to a DLL on those Tradify accounts.
Damn.
Huge sell-off on pre-market. What pre-market are you looking at?
You can't do an OCO order?
Not when you're copy trading the account, sadly.
Damn. And PipT, no button down today.
What was that?
PipT commented, no button down, Andre.
Good, the market's gonna move.
Not today. I was in a button down making videos all yesterday. My button downs are all like pretty fitted.
30.
No, they're all like super fitted. Like they're all like super tailored. So like it's pretty uncomfortable, honestly, to be in them all day. Like you can't really like move around that much. But yeah, not today. Today I'm a black t-shirt.
That's funny.
Yeah. I don't like to have baggy button downs, so they're pretty uncomfortable to wear.
I think I'm gonna pick up some. I don't want to go too aggressive with the accounts because I'm gonna get my Lucid Live accounts any day now. I hope. But I do like the top one futures.
I haven't heard you talk about them. Really?
Oh, get one free account. Nice. Nine accounts.
You know when
one free. Sweet.
You know when you sleep wrong?
Yep.
And you're like lower traps are like destroyed.
Yes.
You like can't
absolutely.
really move. Yep. That's me right now.
My neck, I had a stiff neck for like 4 days last week.
That's the worst.
It was
It's like you got to rotate your
terrible.
whole body to turn.
Yeah, I was like stretching back and forth. Steve said sometimes it's tough and a little uncomfortable to be a fashion icon.
Yeah. The some of the clothes I have are not the most comfortable, but I do like the way they fit, so I'll deal with it.
You know, this isn't too bad of a deal. You get 10 accounts for $1,000 instant funded too.
It's interesting, actually.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
1,046 for 10 instant funded accounts, but they have a god awful consistency on them, 15%. But the benefit is that you get 10.
Yeah.
I wonder what any compatible promo codes. Let's see if I can get it even lower. I think that's probably the lowest it's going to go. Okay. Now let's take a look at what the rules are for these accounts. Ignite account overview. Payout cap is 500. That's why. That's pretty bad.
So what does that mean? Your per account, the max payout you can get in what period?
15% consistency, so 7 days. 500 per account, so $5,000 payout in 7 days.
And then after another 7 days, you can get another payout.
Yeah, but you might as well just go and trade 5 accounts. So your profit target is 5% to qualify for each payout. So that's, can I do the math right now? $750 on a 25K account? Or is that $1,500? $1,500 profit target for a $500 payout? What the heck?
Is it that?
That kind of stinks. I think 5% of 25 is 15.
The way that I do the percentages is I do,
Let's see.
what's 10%? And I take half
2,500 then half of the 1,250.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1,250. That sucks. Each payout following your first payout requires another 5% profit relative to the balance after the last payout.
Seems pretty confusing, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's not very good. You have a $500 daily loss limit, $1,000 total drawdown. Wow, these might be the worst ones I've come across. Holy smokes. None of those are very good. Time to make an edgeful one, I guess, man.
Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think in the chat before the market opens? Should edgeful do a prop firm? Let me know in the chat if you guys think that we should. Zink's like, yeah, obviously.
Yes.
Not too much of a reaction here in the chat, so I would love an edgeful prop. All right, we got 1, we got 2, oh, we got 4. Very bad. This guy Arlo, only if you hire me. No, if we ever did it, we would do it the right way. Okay, wow. Wow, the reaction here is a little bit better than I was expecting, to be honest.
Everyone wants it.
I know. Sure, why not?
Yes to edgeful prop. Yes, please. Yes to edgeful.
What is the zinc discount?
99% off.
Yeah.
With code IB.
With code IB50.
Walk said money printing machine prop firms are.
Well, the other side of it is that if your real goal is to get people to live, like if you really like set people up to where you can filter through the eval phase, the funded phase, and then the live phase, like if your goal is really to get people to live, to where when they make money, you make money, and the natural filter for people where you give them your real money to trade with is people who can't consistently pass the evals. Like, I think that makes, if the goal is to get people to live from the prop side, and I don't really know, like, I've heard different experiences about like the live environment for different firms, but if you're not going to like strangle people in the live environment and your goal is to get them there, I think it's actually like a great opportunity for people. The thing is, there's also a lot of like predatory account types that a lot of firms have, which like everyone knows my thoughts on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like intraday trailing drawdown.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good one.
Absolute absolute disaster everyone knows that, but like absolute disaster in my opinion. Intraday trailing drawdown.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
That is, I know Zink, you've used them before. Like,
unless they let you trade 20 accounts with them, it's not worth it.
Dude, they should not be allowed to sell those.
No.
Like, I don't get it.
No, they shouldn't. Well, we got 5 minutes till open now, so we can get into the data. What I'm anticipating anyway. We have an inside and outside day divergence on SPY and Qs right now. SPY is inside, Qs is outside. SPY did validate. SPY was a tricky one yesterday. It validated the outside day, but it also double broke the IB and then ended up closing exactly where we opened. QQQ had a crazy amount of strength, went to 75% of the IB, whereas SPY broke the IB low. QQQ wasn't even remotely close to previous day's high, and then a continuation up. For today, I would probably expect us to have, honestly, I don't know. I would expect downside on Qs, but then again, we have SPY that would be indicating upside, so there's no strong confluence there. And then question from yesterday, thank you for saving that, Brian. API pricing, are the long-term subscribers going to be grandfathered in for more access?
So the API pricing, I'm actually setting it up right now so I can show you guys how it works. But the API pricing, one sec.
Could the loss on the 22nd of May been avoided? The loss on Friday? Yeah, definitely. What I've been taking a look at just in this current market, while Andre's getting that up for you guys, pretty much, I know this is going to sound crazy to say, but pretty much don't short. So especially when we get over the midpoint of the IB, if the IB is indicating a high into a low, the stats, this is way too low to go on a consistent basis, but just over the past 2 to 3 months, the stats for the past 2 months on the IB, when the high forms first on any weekday, we actually have a 60%, 62% chance that price will go and break the high. This is over the past 2 months of data. So even the past 3 months, if I go to the IB by rejection, you can see on Wednesdays, all 3 broke the high, or all 4. But if I go to all weekdays, we have a 66% chance, and that's with 9 data points as well. So it's not a couple data points. Even if we go to 3 months, it goes down to 46. That being said, the high forming first on the IB pretty much just signals either don't take it or take it to the high because of how strong the market's been, how irrationally strong it's been. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, or you can continue with the API.
So,
go for it.
The market has been super strong, obviously. I think that it goes without saying that like the market has changed in the last. One sec, I'm trying to set this up. This like thing is like I'm setting up like a completely new thing so I can show you guys like from scratch how it works. But of course, it's not cooperating right now. All right. So the market's obviously been super strong. I'm not going to be the one to like call a top or like to call for like, all right, we're going to get a shift in the market environment where it's now going to be a lot choppier. What I've noticed is that the amount of trending days in this environment has been like a lot, like significantly higher than any of the other markets leading up to this. And the IB by rejection has also been like a little bit tougher. Like, what did you say the stats were in the last 2 months?
I'm going to go to it right now. So I'm going to go to deselect that. Here you go, 27th to present day, which is May 27th. It should be, yes, 2 months. Beautiful. Getting it up right now.
We did get by the way.
There's our stats for the past 2 months. We have, if the highs form first on any weekday, 17 outcomes. 9 of them broke the low, 8 of them broke the high. So basically 50-50 there. For the past month, we're better off disregarding the high. It's 9 outcomes, 6 of them broke the high, but a lot of them, even over the past 2 months, even over the past 3 months, we've had 35. So almost a third more, 2/3 more. Is replicating what we did yesterday, where it forms a wick low into open, and then we go and form the high and break and just continue to the high. I wouldn't really consider this as seasonality, Greg. Seasonality says that January and February are usually your worst month of the year. And then you don't start kicking it back on until June. This has been the same exact thing that we did last year. It's just conflict. So Trump, whether you like him or not, he knows what he's doing with the market. I have no political opinion on it, but the same thing that happened during his first presidency, we had an initial shock, and then we pushed up to all-time highs. It was like 200% over the course of 4 years. We're at 32%, 33% year to date right now.
So, as it relates to the IB by rejection, just to kind of finish the thought from before, is in a market that's literally, and I'll pull up my screen one sec, just so I can show this. And I'll talk about the API in just a second. If you guys can see my screen here.
Yep, I got it.
All right. Let me go to a 4-hour here. When the market has been like, call it vertical, literally, in the last 6 days. I mean, this is 6 days even. If from the last 2 months, it's been practically vertical, which is ironically, Zinc, did you pick the 2 months because of this? Like this bottom here?
No, I actually had someone, they reached out to me and they said, hey, this is what I've gotten for the past 2 months on the IB by rejection. And anytime that we form a high, we just have a terrible chance of actually going and taking the low.
I mean, look at this. Like 57 days, that's 2 months.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, like so in a market like this, where there's clearly something here, right? There's clearly something going on where like this is obviously like not a normal way that the market moves. I mean, maybe this is the new way. I guess it's possible.
The market knows this for the next 3 years.
Yeah, maybe it's the new way that this happens. But
8% a month.
Like maybe that means for you guys, like when you see the high form first, you actually like maybe you don't take a trade, or you need more confluence, or you need another like draw to the downside to take that short. Whereas if the low is forming first, like just I would never say like just take the trade, but like it's a much easier, higher quality setup, especially because it's pretty like irrefutable that we're in a ripping bull market right now, at least for like the last 2 months.
Especially with these stats too, you have over the past 2 months, it's 77%. 3 months, 77% that we go and take the high when the lows form first.
Yeah.
If I refine that down to 2 months, let's see.
Yeah, let me pull up your screen 1 sec while you do that.
If I refine it down to 2 months, it gets even better.
I also see a question here about the options flow. Don't have any plans to add options flow into edgeful. Zinc, I don't know if you've used options.
I think it's a bunch of bull.
Yeah, I think it's a same thing with order flow. Like a lot of people really speak highly about order flow. They're like, it's the only way that you really see what's going on. And to an extent, I agree with it. But I don't think that there is a tool that you can use to overthink your trades more than an order flow tool.
Absolutely. I don't think order flow is for every, we talked about this a little while back, for every order that is going into order flow, very first thing there, for options, for selling options or buying options, options don't just appear. So when you have someone that buys 1,000 contracts of SPY calls, someone leveraged 10,000 of their SPY shares to open that position, or 100,000 shares of SPY to open that position. So there's always someone on the other end of it that's selling. You can't just go in and see, oh, someone bought $3 million worth of SPY calls. That means someone leveraged $30 million worth of SPY shares to the short side.
Yeah. And it's just about also the outside days on NQ played out. Yeah. It's also about when you're looking at the options flow, at order flow in general, you're going to see some stuff intraday that is for a trade for the next 3 months. Like if you see a giant like buy order, whatever, SPY calls, call it whatever, 800 strike over the next 60 days with like $10 million position size, that's super bullish, right? But you also don't know if they're hedging a short. You also don't know what the timeline that they're looking at is.
There's zero way to tell.
There's no way to tell. So it's very difficult to understand what you're doing, what's actually happening. And what I tend to see is not that it's actually helpful, but it makes people overthink all of their trades. They close too early. It is extremely rare that I've seen someone introduce order flow or footprint charts or options flow into their trading and have additional success. There are very few people that I've seen have that experience. Also, NQ is selling off hard right now.
About time.
I know.
I woke up this morning sick to my stomach, not physically ill, but because I took a look at Soxel. Wow, this is red now. This was up 15% pre-market. I sold these shares at 22 last year.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I bought them at 14. I sold them at 22. 14 to 17.
Good
so I had like I bought them literally this time last year, April into May.
I mean, you can't be upset about that though,
1 year ago at this exact time, these shares were $7.55. And they're at 221. I mean, MU too, you're going to see some markings on my chart with this. I owned MU shares at 66, 67.
Wow.
So it was just after the pretty nasty earnings report they had. I remember vividly a lot of people are like, yeah, they're gone. They're going to go belly up.
Yep.
And same exact thing that Meta did, 63, and we went all the way up and hit 986 into open today. But this
is actually hard to believe, dude.
Yeah, it made me physically ill thinking about it.
The one other one. Let me see.
AMD too. That one's all the way up 500. I own AMDL shares at 4.
The first stock I ever bought.
What was it?
That's right. 1 sec.
SMCI.
Ferrari. $65.
Where are they at now?
It went from 65. It peaked at 521. Now it's at 330. It's dude, their electric car that they released. Not
fastest car ever.
No, it's the ugliest car ever.
Oh, they just have to do it to keep up with the times.
I know, but like it's literally the ugliest car ever.
We're free falling right now because of semis. That's the only reason. Perfect example for today, though. So it's based on what we were just talking about. What do we do with the high forming first now? So what do we do with these stats over the past 2 months? Do we honor it over the past? I sold MU my personal at 200. Check HUT. Sold at 35. What is it at now? Pretty much any semiconductor you could have just held for eternity. Minus NVDA. NVIDIA is not really participating in this recent move. It's just the smallish cat ones. See, the new Ferrari is a joke. They just have to do it to keep up with everyone else. That's the only reason. Is the opening week range playing out? Thank you for saying that. I actually wanted to ask Andre. I'll ask him when he gets back. The opening week range is typically Monday, Tuesday. For this week, since we didn't have Monday for a session, does that mean that Tuesday will technically just be the range itself, or do we have to wait for Tuesday, Wednesday? Right now, we already broke the range into open, so regardless of that point, SPY is the only one that had the draw to the upside. Q's already opened above the opening week range high, so there's no emphasis on a continuation up for that one.
There was price action on Monday. On the futures.
Gotcha.
Which means that you consider the Monday range for the opening week range.
Very good.
Yeah. All right, so let me talk about the API for a second. God, give me a little bit of a bounce here.
I know that's
so. I'm like, this is, I really, really don't like when it goes straight up or straight down. I really struggle with that. And like, usually I just won't take a trade and I'll just get like more and more pissed, like as it continues.
Yep.
But let me talk about the API for a second. So we have the API. It is out. We're going to start to talk more about like the use cases, like how to actually use it, how to do everything else, like over the next coming weeks. We have skills that we're building for it. So like when you use it in your Claude or your Codex or whatever, you're going to be able to actually use it. I'm curious how many people in the chat like use Claude Code, use Codex, use like these like more technical AI tools outside of like the Claude chat. So like potentially in VS Code, potentially in Cursor, potentially in whatever, like whatever environment you want to use it in. We introduced a new plan, which is the Pro plan. It's $99 a month. So everyone with an edgeful sub gets basic access to the API so you can get it set up. You get Apple, you get RTY, you get GBP CAD, and you get Ethereum. So you get all the different assets. You get 3 reports, I think previous day's range, opening stats, and there's one more. You get 6 months of data. That's included in the essential plan, which is the $49 plan. If you want to go to the middle plan, which I will, I should probably just downgrade and show you guys. If you want to go to the middle plan, just so I can explain this, you get all tickers, 3,000 plus tickers. You get all stocks, crypto, futures, and Forex. You get all the reports. You get all the live data, so you get the what's in play and you get the screener. You get 1 year of historical data. And then in the all access plan, so anyone who has the algos, you have full access to the entire API, the full access. The algo plan is actually technically called the all access plan. So you do have access to everything. Now, the main difference between the Pro plan and the all access plan is on the all access plan, you get 8 years of historical data. And on the all access plan, you get the ability to pull the individual days in the table. So on the Pro plan, you don't get the individual days like you see here, where you see like, oh, you can look at December 1st, 2025. You can see that the gap size was this, there was a gap down and it filled. You get this up here. So you get like, okay, 51%, 49%, 40, 60. That's what you get. So not everyone's going to need the all access plan, genuinely. That's definitely more for advanced people. But I just want to show you quickly like what this will look like. And I'll just pull up the charts here just so we can have it on the side while I do this. So I'm in Claude Code right now. I'm inside of VS Code. If this is intimidating to you, I'm going to make all the explainer videos, obviously. So don't worry about that. But I just set this up right now, so I'm not sure if everything is going to like work well. But I've obviously tested it a million times. But I'm going to try this right now. So I'm going to say, can you pull all IB reports on NQ in the last 1 year? And then to build a dashboard. Why is this not working? Okay, let's do this for a second. I might need to restart this because this is the first time I'm actually doing this.
What an opening. $5 down for the opening candle. Yikes.
Yeah. I mean, this is...
We're about to go take previous day's low on SPY for the inside bar stat. I did not anticipate that playing out to the low. I thought we were going to go and sweep to the downside on Qs.
I'm not going to lie. I would not, like, I'm not even mad about this pop because I would not have taken it here. I would have needed at least 30,080, potentially 30,100. Yeah, like I would have, there's no way I would have taken this like on a pop like that after a 230 point sell off to only get a bounce of 70 points and then a flush. Like, no way.
For the opening week range, Pipsy, I just saw your question. For the opening week range, SPY, it's the same as having an inside bar right now if you're reading the data on SPY. QQQ validated the opening week range to the downside because it already opened over previous day's high, so that one doesn't have a stat associated with it. You can use yours. I was just explaining that to him real quick. Unless you want some time with the API.
No, I'm good. I'll show them how it works. So right now it's just pulling all the reports. Yeah, I just started using Claude. It's insane. Yeah, it is pretty insane, to be honest. Again, this is definitely for the more advanced person. There's a lot of the things that you can do in edgeful AI with the reports. Like if you want to build your own custom dashboards, you want to do like your own thing, you want to like fit the data into your own like workflow or whatever else, you'll do that using the API, obviously. Like if you don't even know what an API is, then it's like the API is not for you, which is totally fine. Yeah, one eye, blue eye, everything sensitive in Cloud Max.
So I can't use it like a Mac Mini?
It's not gonna build.
It's not gonna build Bloomberg terminal for me?
No, it's not gonna replicate Bloomberg terminal for you. God,
damn.
I'm gonna have to restart this again.
Can't replicate Bloomberg terminal at $99 a month? What are we doing?
I know.
Here's a pretty good pop right here. I'm going to pull up another chart with M and Q on it.
Let me pull up your screen 1 sec.
Oops, that's not M and Q. So I think your ideal pop would be up to 30,000, no? Or do you want more than 30,000? 30,000? Yeah, that's what we're popping up to right now.
I would like a little bit higher. Like I'm expecting this high at 30,030 to be hit on the 1 minute.
Okay.
Highs. On ES, that would be 7534-ish. Ideally, we get to 30,080, and I see how it works there.
Okay. That's where we're sitting at right now.
But yeah, 30,000 right now is, I'm not interested right now. Oof. This is going to this is going to reverse. Sorry about that.
Depending on the IB right now, yes. At come 10:30, I'll be looking for a short.
Yeah, someone wrote, it's not going to make me $1 billion. No, it won't. You know what? I'm actually really happy that the people in this chat can like appreciate what we're saying of like, oh, it's not going to make me $1 billion overnight. Like a lot of people like in other, like call it communities or whatever, would be like, oh, well, I'm dropping them. Like I'm not gonna watch this.
I don't think it's pretty much just 18-year-olds or people that are incredibly delusional to think that. There's no way there's that many of them in here.
Yeah, well, hopefully. All right, let me pull up my screen again.
7:30.
So one of the skills that we built, so I just pulled all the IB data on NQ. I'm just going to do /dashboard. This is something that we built specifically. All I have to do is /dashboard, and now it's going to go through. It may ask me some questions, but if it doesn't, it's going to start to go and build a dashboard so I can go and visualize the data that I have in here. What's actually really nice about this is that it will allow you to see the data in a different way than the constraints of the edgeful UI looks like. So what that means is right now, in the current form, edgeful, you go to the standard report, you go to IB by rejection, you can't also see the weekdays on the same chart. Now, I've gone through and I've done this a little bit of more of like a top-down approach where I went to the algo plan, the all access plan. We redid the interface for that. Now I'm going to the what's in play. I already added something to that, which maybe I'll just show you guys in a minute, but added something to that. I'm going to the screener next. Already added something to that. And then the next piece is gonna be the reports and really just rethinking like, is there more information that we could include in, not more information, display the information slightly differently so it's more useful and easier to kind of digest within the report page. Like, do I want, like when I watch you, Zinc, look at the weekdays for the IB by rejection, for these different like closed within from 0 to 25, 25 to 50, whatever else, like, is that the best experience, or should we display it all at once, like publicly, and you can just like see it? That's like the different pieces that like I'm going to start to think about of, can we make it easier to digest and easier to understand?
Gotcha.
Yeah. So this has actually helped me as I've been testing it to think about the reports differently too, and the report page differently too. But
I'm going to cut you off real quick. How about your short entry now?
You know what? It's not there yet.
Triangle pullback.
Yeah.
Not big enough?
No. It's too. I'm concerned I'm going to get run over like I did last Monday.
PTSD on it.
I mean, if we know. Go ahead.
I think it's a pretty, with the fade that we have on semis right now, I do like the shorts today, unless we see, if you go and take a look at AMD or MU, NVDA, not NVDA, anything that's been pushing us up is in the dumps today. Right into open, especially.
You know what? Even if this reverses here, I would not be that mad, because I mean, maybe it. I just don't really trust it right now.
Gotcha.
Like I have a feeling that we're gonna get to this like between the 80s and the 100s,
and then like slash down
in this area here. I mean, like maybe a starter now is not a terrible idea. Maybe a starter at 60 is not a horrible idea, but I don't really love the idea of a 230 point sell off, 130. Actually, it's like not that.
Actually,
not that bad.
I've heard you take this exact one before. We just rejected perfectly off the midpoint of the board.
Yeah. This is looking a little bit better for me, but in hindsight, it is.
Yep.
But in the moment here, I'm not sure about it yet. If we retest the orb, what's up?
Wait for the 1007 wiggle.
Yes. Like I just don't really trust it just yet. And I might be wrong, and it might just flush without me, and it seems like it's going to, because it's reversing pretty hard.
I should start. I am now Andre. I am now trading as Andre.
Take it. I mean, that 77 was clean, honestly, but I don't trust it yet. But what's up?
Ben said, in the last month, is NQ at 100% to break IB high regardless. If you're refined just down to a Wednesday, make sure you go and use the table, because it says 1 out of 1. That's the only reason it's 100%.
So by the way, guys in the chat, all I have to do so far is say, pull all the IB reports for NQ in the last year, and then I do slash dashboard, and then now I have this. So I didn't decide what goes anywhere. You can obviously tell it to make changes. You can make edits. It'll tell you, it'll like give you some summary. It'll give you some like high level pieces. Like in this case, it pulled the IB by close, like it closed within the IB range, but like over the IB high, whatever else. And you can see how things kind of change. So what I'm actually going to do now is, let me just check this chart quick. If we retest this 80 area, I would be interested to see how this works. But dude, I'm telling you, I think this is like some, I mean, realistically, even if I did take it at 8, I mean, even if I did take it here, was an 80-point move down. I would have closed. There's no way I'm holding to low of day. But
yeah, this would not surprise me if we end up going and take a new high.
I know, that's why I don't trust it. That's what I was kind of like waiting for this, but I mean, again, it still could flush. This is not a giant bounce, but yeah, it's just a different way to visualize the data here. And what's nice is you can also compare NQ, MNQ, and QQQ if you're interested. So Zinc, I know that you actually look at the charts differently, but it's an interesting way to visualize like the data and to think about it a little bit differently. We also added right over here the link to the report. So if I click on this now, it's actually going to take me to the report and the sub-report with the correct ticker. So if you ever don't know like what a report is, you just click on this, and that's one of the reasons why I think you should use the skill, because it'll bring you to the report and you can go and see how it works. But
awesome. What did I do during Asia last night? I am going to steal a screen back right now.
Take it.
So Asia IB, which I did see you commented on PipT's post that kind of went off on XPipT. If you're in here, very good post. Last night, so Asia IB and finally set to the right times. Globex IB right at 6. That one was a nice bullish win. This one did not offer an entry, an ideal entry. I did chase it a little bit, same that I did the other night. I had the stop just above the low that was formed, so I was risking like 30 points, and then I ended up making 25 points on it. So 160 there, or 200. And then I took another trade for Asia IB. This one was a little worrisome. It went almost all the way to the low at, I think I have the 8:45 at the right time. So UTC -5 now. No, still says minus. The heck? So it's
what are you looking at?
Forward an hour. Broke the high right at, pretty much right at 9. Low form first, perfect 50% entry on that one. And then we went all the way up to and through that high. There we go. And then unfortunately, I left the stop order and I got filled short at 30,080. And then, excuse me, woke up this morning and DLL'd on the accounts.
That sucks.
Yeah, I was all hazy. I woke up. I came. My computer screen was still on, which is the first warning. It's never on. I was like, oh my god! I saw the blue line with the position, and it took no. I woke up quite literally as this 7:15 candle was happening. So I watched the order get filled out.
Oh,
realizing what happened. It was pretty unfortunate.
ES is a lot stronger than NQ right now, by the way.
Finally, because of those semiconductors. What's going on, James? Tuning in from the hotel.
Yo.
What's up?
Yeah, I'm on the road again.
Dude, this guy's traveling. Oh my God. You've been traveling for how long? How many?
I know. Yeah. I had this commitment that I had to come do. But yeah, I'm in Cape Town, so opposite side of the country. And I sat in the hotel room waiting to be checked in for like 4 hours. So it's always fun.
Yeah, Mark helped me fix that yesterday. UTC -5.
Flash.
Don't worry, I'll get bought right back up to all-time highs again.
Yeah,
sure.
Probably.
I will say though, Andre, that was a beautiful initial rejection at.
Dude, it was perfect. It was perfect.
And then
have you traded yet, Andre?
No.
Right back up.
I did have an absolute, like in hindsight, was like my perfect trade.
The hindsight traders, Zinc.
Yeah.
The best.
In hindsight, my perfect trade, like a continuation down, a
Yeah.
pop to the midpoint of the orb, short.
Yeah.
I would have definitely taken profits only because it was even from there, an 80-point move down, and the target was 115 points, which is the orb low, which I would have never done. I would have probably also left some money on the table, honestly. But yeah, I mean,
what we always say, what would have happened if you move your stop to break even on that trade too?
There you go. Would have been out for break even.
Torched.
Yep.
We got a bit of a mixed bag across the stocks today. NVIDIA and Tesla red our first 30 minutes. Apple, Amazon, and Google, Microsoft, Meta all bullish.
You know what's pulling this back up is SPY's inside bar and the opening week range.
Dude, you know what we did? Just so everyone in the chat knows, Zinc and I were just on the phone before we started with the market makers. We were like, yo, guys, just like, by the way, the inside bars is setting up today. So like, make sure that plays out on ES, and then also bullish outside day on NQ. Make sure to drop it down just so we can get that.
Just enough.
Yeah, just enough, and then just send it higher. But like, we need the reports to play out today. So like, send it wherever it needs to go, and then do whatever you need after. As soon as the stream ends, you can do whatever you want with price. Up until then, let's make sure it goes along the lines of the reports.
For anyone that was watching yesterday, I said right as the IB broke, price, I even made a post on X for this. When the IB breaks, price is pretty much done moving for the day. It's very unlikely. It's sub 50%, so unlikely that price continues past the IB high or IB low. Any other variation of the model, even if you tried taking a 25%, 50%, 75% retracement on the IB,
yeah,
you would have had to hold that all the way until 3:45 in the afternoon. I don't think many people would.
No.
A lot of accounts got torched from 11:30 and on yesterday. A lot of resets.
So Zinc, this is what I was kind of thinking about. Yeah, you can. This is what I didn't trust this to happen.
Yep.
Now we are in this area here. I'm curious how SPY is going to do. I don't love, honestly, that SPY just took a new high of the New York session. And like, maybe this is a solid entry, but I don't really have confirmation here that like this is the high that was made, and like now we're gonna go like send it lower, and not necessarily lower, like maybe to like 30K.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that this was gonna happen. This is what I was saying. Like, I don't really trust it. I thought that it was gonna be a little bit more of like a shallow move down, and then this. But it did actually. There was like an A plus, maybe not A plus, like maybe like A minus. Set up for me for my trading style.
What we could do today, since the IBs are diverged now, wait for which one of them loses first, and then or wins first, and then take the opposing direction on the second.
By the way,
go ahead.
No, go.
Which would line up with what we were discussing earlier with past 2 months. Even when the highs form first on Qs, you're more likely to go and take the high for IB by rejection. So I just asked my Claude, do a deep dive on the IB by rejection. So James, I'm talking about the API now.
Yeah.
Do a deep dive on the IB by rejection. Specifically, I want to look at the weekdays. I want to look at the sizes. And now keep in mind, edgeful is not making sure that your Claude is reading the data correctly. Like, that we don't control what happens here. That is very important to note. If your AI is going to make a mistake on how it interprets the data or how it labels the data or whatever else, like, that is not on edgeful, to be extremely clear about that.
Asia time is wrong.
But you can see the setup hit rate by weekday, the percent of low formed first sessions that broke the high. Every weekday clears a 65% threshold. Wednesday is the strongest at 85.7. And you can see when the high forms first, it's actually, Zinc, you were just explaining this, right?
Yep.
The Thursday, if the high forms first, is actually not that likely to continue down. So like another interesting way, like Zink, if you look at my screen, like an interesting way to visualize. Now, like obviously we're not used to it in this way, but like you look at it by weekday of high form first, low form first, and it's just like, all right, like you see it all at once. You see it in like one screen without having to swap through all the different weekdays. Same thing with the IB size.
Kind of, I like it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the purpose of the API. So you can like, the purpose of the API, like for anyone who doesn't know what an API is, it's a way that you can take the data inside of edgeful and put it into like your own AI dashboard or your own like whatever. It's really a way to extract the data from edgeful and do whatever you, I mean, not whatever you want with it, but put it into your own like workflows, your own like personal things. Wow. Is there a headline?
Rejection off the orb. 10:08 wiggle.
10, yeah.
Dude, the 10:07 wiggle.
That actually did happen at 10:07.
Oh my God. It happened at 10:07.
What can I say? It's
Dude,
a real
I just
thing.
stopped explaining this API for like 20 minutes until these like trades stop. These like setups stop forming.
Hey, NQ still inside its opening range, though.
Does anyone remember what I discussed last Wednesday? Anyone want to chime in chat? Or, Andre, you can steal the show here. What happens to the IB on Wednesdays?
The IB on Wednesdays doesn't have the highest single break?
Highest single break, yes, but for Wednesdays, for the past 8 Wednesdays, 8 consecutive Wednesdays, takes the IB right away. There you go.
Oh, yes, yes.
So we should.
Jeez, this is the guy that said for us to hire him.
This should, for today. Now, it's not lined up, so it might be a little different. SPY's still a lot stronger right now. SPY actually didn't really have any downside with that QQQ drop. If QQQ were to go and play out correctly today, it should close about right there on the IB. So 727.18. This is if they weren't diverged. And then it would immediately take it at 1031. That's the trend for the past 8 consecutive Wednesdays.
ES had a pretty solid move down on that.
It's still green on the 15-minute. It did drop quite a bit, but it's not anywhere close.
An 11-point move down from the high to the low.
Yeah, QQQ fell high to lows 110 points right now. 100 points.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I didn't see this trade because I was explaining the API. So maybe next time I don't explain the API and I take the trade. Wow. What a sell.
Yeah. It's interesting because look at YM. YM's new high of day.
YM's always doing its own thing.
I know.
Always.
What's JP Morgan? They're winning the legal case. That's why.
I think he dropped the case, that guy.
I don't know, bro, but he's dropped the ball on that. He's getting skunked. That's for sure.
I also have a pretty exciting announcement for everyone in here.
What's up?
A little surprise for Andre and James as well. So Tuesday, Thursdays, maybe once a week, maybe twice a week. We'll see how many people want to tune into it. Tomorrow, we're going to submit a form during chat, during the trading session. 2, bring someone up on stage for either the last 10 minutes or like 10 minutes before the IB's traded to see how you use edgeful.
Nice, yeah.
Pretty solid.
So
nice, yeah.
If you are in chat right now, I will drop the form tomorrow. We don't have the form quite ready yet. I'll drop the form tomorrow. Show us how you use edgeful. There'll be a couple questions on it. How long you've been an edgeful subscriber, how long you've traded for, profitable or not, how do you use edgeful, and then submit a 2-minute clip with your webcam on showing what you do for edgeful. We'll invite you up on the stream. You'll talk about what stats you use if you go well enough or you like it, and then maybe hang out for the rest of the stream with us.
Wow, that is a surprise. Pretty good.
Bean thumbs upped it, so I figured you were.
Yeah. No, it's good.
That was not out of my head right now. That was.
No, I know. I figured. I figured. No, that's going to be good.
The IB50 doesn't show in trading view. For the indicator, you have to go into settings and activate it.
Yeah.
Middle level 50, middle level 25, middle level 75.
Dude, Mark and Seamus Tate have been OGs. Mark has been around for
Original 7-day trial. Holy
dude,
smoke.
he was he's been here for like, I don't know, 2 years. I've spoken to him like 30 times maybe, like on call, like one-on-one calls.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Andre, you don't like I know you like the shorts, but you don't like the longs off of this level, like opening range low.
I actually kind of prefer the long on ES looking at New Hive Day, but I'm not gonna lie, that second move down kind of like got me a little bit agitated.
Sure.
That's that
I don't
1007
hate
wiggle.
I had a
It's
level that I was
10-7
speaking
wiggle.
about pre-market at 5. I must actually get my screen up. That should help. Like that. Sorry.
I'm gonna get a coffee while you explain this.
Yeah, 5:30, like previous days. Previous days in the area from yesterday that I was watching at 5:30, we kind of rejected right off of it. So I wouldn't be surprised to maybe see it come back up. I mean, obviously we have been buying every single dip, right, Zinc, at the moment. So.
Yep.
But yeah, we do want to see what the first hour does with that opening candle continuation report.
How do you deal with drawdowns like in April? Brian, I'll have Andre answer your question when you get back. How do you deal with drawdowns like in April? Did you filter out some days to avoid losses there? You kind of just have to deal with it. I mean, I know that the IB strategy is going to play out longer term, and you can do that by going into the algos and optimizing it. You can go and look at just the reports, and you can go over the past 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whether or not you make any variations to it along the way. It's about a 70% win rate. And this is 3 years worth of data. 68% of the time when the high forms first, you go and take the low. 77% of the time when the low forms first, you go and take the high. You know it's going to work out longer term, and there's no trading concept unless you're a hindsight trader. There's no trading concept that's going to have 100% outcome for anything or avoid drawdown periods. So you're going to have to eat a bit of drawdown here and there. Sometimes it's a couple of weeks, sometimes it's a day or two, sometimes it's a month. But then on the flip side of that, you go on 3, 4, 5 month win streaks where you have no drawdown. And it happens pretty routinely as well. It's not, if you've been trading long enough, that's the experience that you need to build. Like James, I'm sure you've been through, how long have you been trading?
Of course. 9 years now.
Probably a full 2 years over collectively, probably a full 2 years drawdown in that period, if not more.
Yeah. A lot. I openly spoken about it last year when I became a dad. I was trading pretty poorly, bro. I didn't take payouts for like 3 or 4 months on prop firms, and obviously I had a drawdown on the personal.
Yeah, I'm almost there. This will be my first month of the year unless I get a payout in the next 3 days. I do not yet have a payout this month.
Yes, taking opening range high, I think.
Dude, those longs would have been
insane.
The long on ES would have been solid at the
Yeah.
orb. I don't know. I also don't really like to flip flop 2 now.
Yeah.
Very good.
I don't love the ES it's been stronger for sure, at least structurally within the New York session, but the shorts on NQ are solid, and if ES rejects this high here, I think this might be a good area. Like if NQ is a little bit higher, like closer to the midpoint of the orb there, would be nice. Like it would be a perfect side by side of like ES just made a new high of the New York session, rejecting the orb high. I would want to take the short on NQ, but the NQ structure is not as clean because the stops would be far too wide. Yeah, like you need like a 70-point stop if you entered right now. So
they are currently diverged.
Yeah.
NQ would need or for me, I'd have to go like 90 points, like low of day. So that is pretty wide. But also we are underneath New York session VWAP at the moment, whereas ES we're trading above it. So you would, if you were looking for the longs, you would want to buy ES rather than NQ. It's stronger. Am I delusional? James nails 99% of his calls. Hey, not that high, bro. Not that high. But yeah, this year has been nice. But I mean, that's because of the edgeful data, right? So as simple as that. It has helped me. Like when I stick to the screen and trade in line with that, it does help. I can tell you my exact win rate this year. It is 84.35 this year total across all my accounts. Personal and prop.
Do you have the RR on there too?
The RR is not fantastic. It's 0.43.
That's perfectly fine. I was talking about this pretty extensively on Tuesday with Dan.
Yeah, that's definitely my weak point. But for me, like,
profit
my
factor's
average
over 1 though.
Yeah, exactly. My profit factor is. I actually need to get in TSLA. I haven't got it up on there. On the wire. My profit factor is, to get it up here.
Speaking of TSLA, by the way, did you guys see that new thing that they released? Has anyone used it?
Are you talking about like what you spend and what like that type of thing?
No, not the prop firm sync. They apparently released an AI like today where they're like something like that. I'm not really sure, but
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Does anyone use? God, I'm like itching to take this short on NQ right now.
Yeah.
Does anyone use?
Look at that rejection. Yes.
Like
sorry, profit factor.
Go ahead.
Sorry, profit factor is 2.33. I think.
2.33.
Yeah.
Damn.
Sorry, quick question. For the guys that use prop firms, you guys use journals or do you just use the journal in the Tradevate or whatever? Like, do you use an extra journal?
Most of them have journals built into the prop accounts. So I just use whichever one's on there.
Damn, dude, this rejection off the...
Again, if QQQ plays out as it should, we don't know which one's going to play out correctly and which one's going to be the loser. But if QQQ were to play out correctly, it should close at about 720, 720, and then immediately take the IB low.
Dude, remember when you had that sorcery the other day?
Last Wednesday?
Yeah. You were like, I remember exactly the moment that I did. Yeah, you had that sorcery.
See if it happens again today. If they weren't diverged, I think it would, but probably not today.
Yeah, good. I think. I don't want to pull up for too long, but there it is there. This year to date.
So for anyone in chat that cares about win rates and risk rewards, this should put any doubt that a 3R is needed.
Yeah, away. There you go.
Put it in the closet.
See, I could probably get that average win to loss ratio up, but I mean, I'm making money, so I'm just going to try and...
Yeah, well, you know what? You don't even need... I wish everyone looked at it this way. You don't even need those middle 3 columns.
Yeah.
Win rate, risk reward, and direction.
Profit factor and how much you made, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And anyone that doesn't know what a profit factor is, a profit factor of 2.33 means for every dollar that he loses, he's making $2.33. If your profit factor is over 1, you're profitable. If it's under 1, you're not. Imagine if I do it again. Back-to-back Wednesdays. This one I don't have as high of confidence in playing out. I think it's going to it should close at about 90% of the IB and then go and take the low right at 1031. That's if SPY was also lined up with it. So we do have 7 minutes left where they could go together. If Q's takes the low for today, SPY only has a 4% chance of taking the high. Keep that in mind. That's the diverged IB with edgeful AI. Sorry, I said that backwards. 83% chance. It only happens 5% of the time, though, that they diverge. So 83% chance that it goes and takes the low, 17% chance that it goes and takes the high. How about shorting ES now? It wouldn't make sense to because ES is signaling a long break on the IB.
Yeah.
NQ is signaling a low break.
Yeah.
And this is all because of the semiconductors for today. That is it.
You know what?
Jeez, that's a nasty pin on ES to the opening range high, though.
Yeah, definitely. I like the downside. Right now, ES also has the inside bar stat and opening week range that hasn't taken.
Yeah.
And you're saying to the high.
Correct.
Yeah.
So ES
By the
is
way,
kind of 2 confluences up, 1 confluence down. NQ alone is downside. Don't flip-flop, Andre.
dude, you read my mind.
Yeah, he wants the bot now. Andre,
Stick
by the
with
way,
the
I
original
I want
direction.
a short NQ, dude. I want a short NQ.
That's the play. By the way, Andre, I took your advice. I had a look at my stats as well. Also, according to the edgeful stats, what the most high probability ones is that, I love that opening candle continuation in the previous day's range report. Most of my money this year is made on the DAX and NQ. That's where I'm making my money. All the other stuff is like, I'm making money, but it's not like DAX and NQ are way outsides.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. NQ now, new low of day, under 950. I wouldn't short it yet, though, at this price.
No way.
The white line's still there for when it closes. 720, 728. If it goes,
The tough part is like you don't know if it's set, but it might make a new low and bounce to that white line.
I'm leaving it. I'm leaving it.
Oof, new low.
SPY might also go and take a new low, so then they line up. And
I'm not gonna lie, I fumbled pretty bad showing this API and like being like very distracted on the charts with these trades that I missed. But the first one I wouldn't have taken. The second one, I was saying I'm expecting it to get to the 80 to 100 area, 3,080 to 3,100, went perfectly there. And I don't know if there was a headline, I don't know what happened, but Zing called it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I think it's just NVIDIA's down 2%, 2.5%.
Take a look at MU too.
Yeah.
Pretty much all the semiconductors, they were gapped up 2 to 4% collectively, and now they're red for today.
Fading
so
away.
Why we hit it so bad. 90% would be, I'm going to actually alter, just for today, I'm going to alter the midpoint, and I'm going to put it at, it's a low for me, I'm going to put it at 90. That would be 10%. Oh, no, it's on the wrong side. 10. So we should close at or below 726.76 on Qs. in the next 2 minutes and then immediately go and take the IB low. But this is the trend for Wednesdays. Talked about this at the beginning of stream and then last week. This will be 9 consecutive Wednesdays if it does happen again.
Dude, I can't believe this comment.
It happened.
Oh, God.
I've hung around you for so long now in the streams that I know how you would trade it.
I know. And it was perfect. And you knew this is the same thing. James does the same thing. He's like, yeah, this is your trade here. And I'm like, I mean,
I know.
This time I hesitated for sure. Maybe next time I'll have I'll move the charts off screen so I can still see the charts. But yeah, explaining that the API was not great for trading today.
We got 1:30 left. This should close pretty much where it is right now and then immediately take the low. We're still diverge, but what you can do is you can take the stats with SPY. If QQQ goes and breaks the low, SPY should also take the low. A trade that I really like right now would be a short position on SPY, not only to the IB low, but to the inside bar stat, inside bar low.
Wow, big move.
So an additional,
not that big. Not that big. Actually.
Yeah, not too big. It's also another reason I like it. Slightly under half standard deviation, so you don't have to worry about that IB by level stat not hitting.
Also, are you looking at midpoint of the orb / midpoint of the IB, practically the same price?
I was not, but I see it now. Yeah,
as the entry, I'm saying.
Orb is a little bit lower.
Yeah, as the entry.
This would be the stipulation here is that Q's needs to go and take the low.
Yeah.
Because of.
Well, is your thing is going to close right at your? Is it going to close right at the level or no?
Yeah.
Some sorcery again. I'm telling you guys in the chat. Zinc has the market makers on the phone. He has a chat and he's calling them. He's like, close it at 7:26:36.
It's set at 90% of the IB, which is the trend for Wednesdays. 90%, we should go and take the IB low almost immediately. Again, the only issue we have today is that SPY is indicating an upside break and Q's is indicating down.
All right, I have a question.
Go for it.
I'm going to pull up my screen in a second here. Thoughts?
IB 25 entry?
Let me pull up the IB here. Kind of. I was looking more at the orb low, which is the IB 25, but
this
if ES fails this, I think NQ makes new low of day, which is exactly what you're saying.
Yep. So this is now.
The risk reward is really messed up on this because I'm not risking 80 points on this trade.
If you win, it's a good trade, though. Profit factor.
80 points is too much for me.
The recent trend that I've been seeing that's been driving me nuts is people screenshotting. So they'll go. I'll just do it as an example for today. If I were to go short right now in NQ.
Wait 1 sec. I just pulled up your screen.
If I were to go short right now, let's say I'm targeting whatever this level is down here, 722. So they start at like either negative or whatever their stop loss is initially, and then they move it down to just below break even and take a screenshot of this to make it look like they caught a 15-hour trade. Or better yet, they put it at break even, so it says an infinite risk reward. Yeah. This is now the first Wednesday we've had that hasn't broken right at 1031 past 8 weeks, but still it closed at 90%. The only issue I see with it is that SPY's dragging Q's back up, but still it should break on this first 15-minute candle.
Put
the 75 with the IV back in.
Oh, what was I going to show last week about the last Wednesday? I was going to show something I completely forgot.
Beats me.
Great.
Here comes the IB low on the Qs.
James, what are you thinking here?
Dude, ES is actually hasn't had a 5-minute close above or below the opening range. So what that kind of tells me at the moment, and I would like to trade NQ because, as I just mentioned, that's where most of my money has been made. I would like to short NQ. It is obviously trading a lot weaker, but look at that. We're just getting flushes right now. I don't want to short at this level. So
IB remains goated, even though they diverged. So now on SPY, now that QQQ snapped to that low, the short is open on SPY. The way that I would read this data is that SPY has a 17% chance to go to the high right now and an 83% chance to go to the low, disregarding the IB by rejection, but taking a look at the diverged IB stats. And this is over 2 years. So 5 out of 9 times, both of them will play out correctly. That would mean that SPY would go and take the IB high 17% of the time, or 83% of the time we go and take the low and line up with Qs.
ES did not take the low.
It did not, but QQQ did.
Yeah, ES.
SPY didn't yet either. SPY barely missed it.
Nobody should check financial juice because you know it's not going to be. It's not going to help you, but.
See, Nathan, it does happen. Positive slippage for an extra 5 points on that break. Happened to me yesterday, too. Monday.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
I got another $80.
Yep. Because dude, give me you know what I need? I need Bloomberg quality news, not at Bloomberg prices.
Price, yeah.
Have I introduced you to my friend Walter Bloomberg?
Yeah, you have, and he's not really pulling through right now.
No, he must be on holiday for EDI.
Yeah, it's not super helpful for me right now as we see a gigantic candle down and then another engulfing candle back up on a 1 minute 60 point candle. Not ideal.
Well, maybe it will be one of the days where one of the 5 days, one of the 5 outcomes where it goes and breaks the correct range on both of them. That would be something.
Well, is this the short or what? Oh, dude, we got Steve in the chat giving us the news. Financial juice, and what's it called is not even pulling it up.
Walter Bloomberg.
Yeah, whatever his name is.
I would be stunned if we go and take the high on SPY right now.
I mean, the range is not that big, though.
No, it's not. That would be what would happen, though, is SPY misses the IB low by a quarter of a tick. Or a single tick on ES. 0.25. Still really happy with how Qs just played out. Closed right at 90%. It was 2 cents under 90% of the IB and took it right at 1035. Maybe even 1034. So the trend on Wednesdays continues.
Yeah, I'm interested in the shorts, Andre. But I'm just watching right now. ES is actually holding up. I don't like the shorts on ES, and obviously they typically do move together.
Brian, assuming you're still here, can you reach out to our support on Edgeful, please?
Nine consecutive Wednesdays. And the stats reflect that as well. We're looking at, for Wednesdays on Qs, make sure this is over 6 months. We're looking at 92 and 82. 93 and 82.
Dude, I have to fix that experience. I hate that. I hate that you have to open the customization thing every time.
I don't mind it.
You're like, please, please don't change anything.
I about had a heart attack this morning when I woke up and my phone said iOS did not
could not update correctly. What iOS are you on? Do you know? Are you on like iOS 2 from like 2008?
Could you imagine? My phone would be a freaking paperweight and a half. I don't know what iOS I'm on. Let me see. I'll show you something that's probably going to upset you, though.
Great.
Is that so every single app on my phone is ready to get updated.
Dude, update them.
Let me
what are you doing, dude?
Every single app on my phone. I don't know if you can see the 53.
You don't want to do update all?
I get scared that they're going to get changed.
Oh my god. Dude, did you use Edgeful when we had the sidebar at or the navigation across the top?
Yes.
I don't think so.
I know, James, you did.
Of course. I've been here since it was before it was even released, boss.
I know. Is that crazy?
We're about to go take the high. We're gonna invalidate that diverged IB for today. What was the news on that? What did I miss Steve say?
Something about Iran.
Sounds about right. MOU reported on by Iran military fabrication. I see.
I'm going to show you guys something crazy. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh my God. I'm going to show you guys something crazy right now.
Let's see it. While I was pulling up the screen, make sure you guys type Edgeful in chat. We currently have 170 entries. We have, looks like 280 concurrent right now. So 100 of you guys have yet to enter the giveaway. Zinc charts also have Edgeful updates that doesn't update, huh? What do you mean?
Top left. You see that purple thing below your buy and sell?
Yeah.
I've pushed like probably 10 updates to those indicators that you have not done. It won't change anything. You just you're like, nope, close it. Don't care.
That purple thing will stay on there until it is absolutely vital that it needs to be updated.
Dude, you're insane. Yeah, whenever you see someone that has that purple thing, that means that there's like the publisher of the indicator they're using push an update and that they haven't updated it yet.
Gotcha.
You know, it's not like I'm breaking it. Like, it's still the same thing. It's just like I've added different things to make your experience better.
Yeah. I should probably.
If you trust me to make it better, then you update it. But I know that you're not going to.
I will add in that the ones that I do update, I update my mortgage app and I update my utilities.
Okay, fair. Utilities, I mean, whatever, but
the mortgage is on auto pay. It's online anyway, so
yeah.
I don't really even use the app.
Yep.
I don't have anything to worry about with that. But I've been haunted since like Snapchat of 2018 when they updated it, and I could not figure out how to use it.
And then you were like, delete.
And then once you update, you can't get it back. You can't go back to the old one. All right, let's see what's on.
So this, James, do you remember this?
Of course.
Dude,
that
started with stocks.
Wow.
The next thing that we added was Forex, probably because of James. We used to have the report selector here across the top. And Zinc, the sub-reports were in bubbles like this that were like displayed. So like right now, the sub-reports for edgeful, like the IB would have like 20 bubbles here. And we started to like crowd. It was like, now you had the session, you had the whatever, like all the things started to like pile up here. We were like, we have to change it. We can't have it like this, but this is what it used to look like way a long time ago. This is what like the date selector looked like. Oh my God. If anyone is in the chat right now that remembers when the orb report looked like this, please tell me you remember when the orb report looked like this.
Jeez, it was so confusing, actually, I must say.
Dude, it was crazy. This is what we like built a custom thing, like just so we know, so like to like visualize like what it means, but we're like, never mind. Yeah, this is what it used to look like way back in the day.
Well, it's a good thing I learned how to use it when you updated it, and not before. Because I would have gotten used to that, and then I would have hated when you updated it.
Yep.
I'm simple.
I know. I mean, the design is pretty simple, honestly. There's not much to do.
See, now we back down on yes. This is crap.
This is crap.
I think I'm going to pull up your screen again.
All right.
You know what's kind of weird, actually? Looking at this now, I'm like, pretty choppy, no real direction. But in the moment when you were saying that you were like your trade set up the 2 times or the 1 time, like it looked so clean. I mean, it was very clean, to be honest. And the second time again, when it broke to that 80 to 100 area, it was very clean again. But now we're just kind of like sitting around. If you look at the actual price action on ES, it sucks. Like I think the price action on NQ is a little bit better, to be honest.
This is where the movement's happening today.
Yeah. Okay, I have another question. How do I get a hat, an edgeful hat? The amount of people.
Go to Miami.
The amount of people that have asked if they can get a hat is actually shocking. We were thinking about like, should we just like have a put up a store and just like let people get them?
Yeah, do it.
I know, but are we going to become a merch store?
Do both.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. We're thinking about it. We're thinking about like doing just like basic merch, just because like the amount of people that have asked are crazy, honestly. And do you have? Here's a good question. Do you have long-term investment strategies or tips? Well, my advice is not financial advice, to be clear. Let's make that clear. Not financial advice. But I think that in my time at Goldman, So for anyone who doesn't know, I used to work at Goldman Sachs. There is virtually no other asset class besides US equities, or there's no other asset class that will outperform US equities over the long term. So the answer of what should I do with my portfolio, if anyone ever answers that question without asking you like 30 questions before they answer it, they don't know what they're talking about. Because your age, your income, your savings, your risk profile, there's like a million questions that I need to ask about you before I can actually give you a solid answer on what you should or shouldn't be invested in. But assuming that you have a relatively higher risk tolerance, right? You're not going to be in like a savings account. You're not going to be in like bonds or whatever, right? You're not just going to sit in like a money market account. Assuming you want equity exposure over the long term, meaning 10 plus years, there is nothing, not European equities, not Asian equities, not Indian equities, not South American, not emerging markets. Non-US equities do not outperform US equities. So that's one thing. If you're looking to concentrate, if you're looking to grow your portfolio, I would recommend concentrating to a certain degree into some things that have higher growth potential. But US equities, I think, are the king. And that's my personal opinion. I know a lot of people will disagree. US equities, I am not interested in anything outside of the US. I know a lot of people like China, like investing in Chinese equities, Chinese indices, whatever else. I'm not interested in doing that at all. Now, investing in the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, I will actually pull this up for a second so I can show you guys very quickly. Okay. This is the SPX. I'm going to overlay the NDX. I'm going to overlay, what's the, do you guys know what the ticker is like for the Russell and the Dow?
RTY.
IWM.
No, not the ETF, the index.
RTY.
No, that's the futures.
Index. I don't know.
I know
Russell
DIA
2000.
is why.
Russell.
Oh, yes, DIA, yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or is it DJI? No, it's DJI. Here,
Yeah.
DJI. And then, if anyone can tell me what the thing is for the Russell, or is it RUT? I don't think it is. Yes. All right. Perfect. So, if you look starting 2000, the blue one here is the NASDAQ. The QQQ, the NQ, whatever you want to call it, whatever index you're going to buy, the NASDAQ outperforms any index by a meaningful margin. The drawdowns are also a lot bigger. But if you're going to close your eyes for the next 20 years and you're going to pick an index, I'm not going to tell you guys what to do, but for me personally, heavily weighted into the QQQ. I also own specific stock, like different stocks. Second highest for me is the VOO. So QQQ and VOO. I don't like the SPY over VOO for long-term investing because the expense ratio is 3 times higher for SPY than it is for VOO. If you're not going to be trading it, the volume doesn't matter. Not to get into the details, but the tracking error on SPY and VOO are like practically zero. There's like literally no, from my understanding, there's like zero benefit to buy the SPY over VOO if you're
probably more expensive too.
Yeah, like the expense ratios, like the fees are literally 3 times as much, which you just don't have to pay for because the product value is the exact same. Like there's like barely a difference. Now, I'm not interested in buying the Russell personally. This is from 2000. So even if we go more recently, maybe call it like 2010, the difference in the NASDAQ and even the S&P is like very meaningful. And I'm expecting, to a certain degree, I'm expecting a drawdown again here. I'm not going to expect this to just be a vertical line forever, but I'm expecting these lines to diverge more. Because NVIDIA, because Broadcom, because Tesla, because whatever else are more heavily weighted in the NASDAQ. Now they are very highly weighted in the S&P also, but not nearly as much as you can see from the divergence in performance. So I do not recommend, I mean, again, this is my personal opinion, not financial advice, whatever, the whole thing, do your own research. I do not recommend investing long-term into the Dow or into the Russell, and that's my own opinion, because they just don't perform. They just don't perform nearly as well over the long term. Now you're going to look at 1 year, 2 years, whatever, that's a different story, because anything can happen in 1 or 2 years. But over the long term, my recommendation would be have the majority, which is more than 50% of your portfolio in an index of US equities, which is either the QQQ or the VOO, which is the NASDAQ index and the S&P 500 index. And then you can pick other names with the rest, right? Other stocks with the rest. You can pick the NVIDIAs, the Teslas, the Metas, the Apples, the Microsoft, whatever else. To be honest, you look at a company like, let me just remove these quick. You look at a company like, oh, well, I personally, I really like, I actually don't really like this company at all, but I think that the business is very sound. PayPal, right?
I love PayPal.
I think PayPal's great, but the stock sucks, right? Like, just because you like a company does not mean that you should buy the stock. Uber, potentially, is another example, right? It's practically been consolidating for 2 years. Doesn't mean it's a good company to buy just because you use it every day. Does not mean the financials or the growth expectations or whatever else are good for it. Now, Uber, I think, is a different story for whatever reason. It doesn't really matter. But if you look at some of the companies, just because you like the company or just because you use the product does not mean that the stock is good. So with that other 50%, call it, it doesn't mean that you should just go and start buying like lottery tickets. Like if you're going to buy lottery tickets, you're talking about less than 1% or 1% of your portfolio. And what I mean by lottery tickets is like not necessarily penny stocks, but something like some people are going to be pissed about this, but BMNR or what is it? The ETH thing?
Ethereum one?
Yeah, what is it? BNMR?
Beamer?
No,
yeah,
the guy.
BMNR.
Is it? No,
I think they're at risk of getting delisted. Yeah, Bitmine and Merchant Technologies. $18 a share.
That's correct, right?
Yep.
Okay.
It's in the dumps, but
okay. So like, yeah, it is in the dumps, but like you look at a company like this, like, yeah, if you caught it, like, yeah, that's awesome. But like stuff like this, stuff like GameStop, stuff like Bed Bath & Beyond, stuff like AMC, like that's not, the question here is long-term investment strategies. You don't buy these companies for long-term investments. Like you buy like bulletproof companies, or virtually bulletproof because no company is actually bulletproof, like BlackBerry and whatever else, all the other companies that you could never imagine going out of business or out of business
BlackBerry.
now. But dude, BlackBerry was awesome.
I know.
It was. I used to play Brick Miner on that.
Dude, remember BBM? BlackBerry
Dude,
Messenger?
It was like $3 a month. Crazy.
No, that's a South African thing, bro. It was free for
sorry.
us.
Right?
Geez,
Sorry.
Well, it was free, right?
It was, yes.
That's wild, dude.
He doesn't even know.
We are coming up to the end of the stream now. If you want to
Yeah.
get the giveaways rolling.
Yep. Here, I'll
5 accounts to give away.
I'm gonna pull up your screen, Zinc, and we can
All
do
right.
it. But I hope that was helpful to you guys about kind of your investment ideas and how I think about it.
Trade's still cooking, by the way.
Just before we get into it, 1 second. I asked my Claude with the edgeful API to pull ES and NQ data for the IB, and I asked for it to compare the two. And then I asked for an executive summary of the differences of what it thinks is the most important thing I should look at. And I said, put it at the top. So here's my executive summary. And you can see the difference very easily, the NQ single break versus ES, the double break NQ versus ES, the by rejection from low forms first to high forms first. And you can there's a million, your mind is the limiter on what you can do with the data, what you can compare, what confluence you can add, and everything else. You are the limitation on what you can do with the data. And if you don't know what to do, ask your AI. Hey, I'm a day trader. I trade futures. I trade these stocks, or I trade these tickers, ES, NQ, YM, whatever else. I usually trade the IB report. I want to understand, what should I be looking at with the IB? What are some other things that I can layer into the IB? Scan all of the edgeful API docs and figure out what we can test and see what it comes up with. Because I'm sure that even over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to find out things of confluences that I've never seen or thought about before with this. So just wanted to highlight that before we get in there.
The trade that I am emphasizing right now is based on the diverged IB stats. So going over into diverged IBs when SPY and Qs are indicating, or NQ and ES are indicating a breakout versus breakdown for today. NQ is indicating a breakdown, which it already did. ES is indicating a breakout, which it has yet to. 17% of the time, or 5 out of 29 occurrences, they both play out correctly, meaning that SPY would go and break out and ES would break down, or vice versa. That is the reason for the short. And I'm also looking for the inside bar stat. Now, if this doesn't end up breaking within probably the next 15 minutes, I'll just close it outright. Anyway, we'll go ahead and draw the 5 winners now. So we got 5 coming up, 220 entries. Start right off the bat. See if we get any duplicates from last week. J Sus 1181. Let me screenshot this. I gotta get Slack open real quick. Oh wow, that came up
1,000 people, by the way, guys. 1,037 people are watching this right now. It's pretty good.
Okay, let me put that in the live streams. All right, next up, draw a second one. Saw Nate the student flash up there for a second. A Canto 04. Canto. All right, next one coming up. 223 entries. The 2 picked already. Third one is going to be Jamie Carter 9776. So first 3 winners so far, J Sus 1181, A Canto 04, and Jamie Carter 9776. Last 2 coming in. Saw David on there for a minute too. Moist Oyster 329.
That's crazy.
What a name. All right, last one. Can't say my name and I not win. Alex Bradley 7480. So we got the 5 winners: Jay Suss 1181, A Canto 04, Jamie Carter 9776, Moist Oyster 329, and Alex Bradley 7480.
Dude, some people hate the word moist.
And my wife does. She doesn't like that word.
It's just a funny
Dude,
combination of a name
word.
there.
Yeah.
For anyone that won, make sure you email hello@edgeful.com with a screenshot of your YouTube login. Looks like all the winners were YouTube, with a screenshot of your YouTube login.
Sorry, go continue. Sorry.
No, that's it. That's all.
By the way, James' laugh is contagious. When we were doing this podcast, I could not stop cracking up. We had to like stop for like 20 minutes. We couldn't even get like the words out. I was like, dude, I can't even look at you right now. He started laughing. I started laughing, and it was like, forget it. Like we were like back in like middle school when you like shouldn't be laughing. You start laughing. We're like wasting this like camera time. It was
yeah, that week for
hilarious.
10 minutes it was like Andre and I were back in high school. But no, we actually cranked out a nice podcast.
Yeah.
So.
Also, I totally agree with this. I totally agree with this. Close your closet doors, man.
You don't like the color?
Why is it open?
It's just always open. I'll close it for you I'll close it for you tomorrow.
Dude, that's so funny that he said that. I mean, like, I don't really care, but I thought the same thing. I was like, you don't close your closet door?
I think one of them's actually broken.
Oh. But, all right.
I'll
This
see what it
is,
looks like closed
agree.
tomorrow. It might make it a little echoey, but that's fine.
All right.
All right. That will do it for the
All right,
stream today,
guys.
everyone.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I got nothing else for today. I will see you guys tomorrow.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Someone end it. I'll end it.
Yeah, and
You got it.